I was just looking at the sales figures you sent over. 270 million copies sold for a manga.
It's staggering, isn't it? That puts it up there with the absolute giants.
It really does. So today, we're doing our deep dive on Detective Conan, or Case Closed, as some of you might know it, a series that's been going, since 1994?
Non-stop. It's one of the most successful storytelling engines ever built.
But the premise, it gives you this sense of whiplash. You've got a genius high school detective. They call him the savior of the police.
Right, Shinichi Kudo.
And he gets attacked by some mysterious crime syndicate. They force-feed him an experimental poison, and he wakes up as a little kid, first grader.
It sounds like a total fever dream, I know, but that's the inciting incident. He witnesses this shady deal by the black organization.
The Men in Black.
Gin and vodka, yeah.
Yeah.
They give him this drug, APTX 4869, expecting it to be a clean, untraceable poison.
It doesn't kill him. It just, shrinks him. So now he's a 17-year-old, mind stuck in a 6-year-old body.
Exactly. So to protect himself, to keep the organization from realizing he survived, he has to disappear. He takes on a new name, Conan Edogawa.
Which is a great little nod, right?
Yeah.
Arthur Conan Doyle and Rampo Edogawa.
That's a perfect name for a detective.
Okay, so then he moves in with his childhood friend and crush, Ran Mori, and her dad, Kogoro Mori. And this is where the setup gets sort of wonderfully absurd for me. Kogoro is a terrible private eye. He's completely inept.
Oh, he's awful. Absolutely clueless.
So how does a 6-year-old solve crimes without blowing his own cover?
He cheats. Well, not really cheats. He uses tech. His neighbor, this quirky inventor named Professor Agasa, hooks him up with gadgets.
Like the stun gun wristwatch.
The stun gun wristwatch, yes, and a voice-changing bow tie. So Conan's MO is he tranquilizes Kogoro, hides behind a chair or something.
And then uses the bow tie to impersonate Kogoro's voice and solve the case for him.
And that's how the legend of Sleeping Kogoro is born. This mediocre detective suddenly becomes a genius, and no one knows why.
It's so funny. I mean, drugging your potential future father-in-law to solve crimes is just... It's pure slapstick.
It has to be. Gōshō Aoyama, the creator, actually calls the series a murder-love comedy.
A murder-love comedy.
And it is. It balances these really dark, sometimes gruesome murder mysteries with the sweet romantic tension between Shinichi and Ran.
Who has no idea this little kid living with her is actually the guy she's waiting for.
Right. And then you have the comedy of the gadgets. It all just works. But the mysteries themselves are also a big part of the appeal.
Yeah, you mentioned the structure. The whodunit element almost always boils down to 3 suspects.
It's a very deliberate choice, a 3-suspect rule. It makes the puzzle feel manageable for the audience. You're not overwhelmed with information.
It makes you feel like you can actually solve it. You get all the clues Conan gets, and you have a 1 in 3 shot just by guessing. It feels fair.
It turns it into an interactive game. But, if it were just a monster of the week murder mystery for 30 years, I think people would have tuned out.
Which is where the black organization comes back in. That's the long game.
That's the long game, the overarching plot. While Conan is solving all these individual cases, he's also hunting for clues about the syndicate, trying to find an antidote and figure out who their mysterious boss, Anokata, is.
So you have these 2 layers running at all times. It also lets the universe get huge. The annual movies, the spin-offs like The Culprit Hanzawa.
Which is just a brilliant comedy about the life of one of those generic silhouette criminals you always see.
So speaking of the long game, the timeline.
Yeah.
In our world, this has been running for decades.
Yeah.
In the story, how much time has actually passed?
It's a floating timeline. It's been less than a year.
Wow. Less than a year. He's seen hundreds of murders in less than a year.
The murder rate in Baker Town is something you have to suspend your disbelief for sure.
I guess so. But that compressed timeline creates this interesting, almost tragic side to his character, right?
It does, because as Conan, he's actually built a life. He's in elementary school, he has friends, the detective boys. He's living a whole second childhood.
Which brings us to a really fascinating final thought. If he ever wins,
Yeah.
If he gets the antidote and becomes Shinichi Kudo for good, does he lose a part of himself?
He'd have to. All those friendships he made as Conan, those people, they would just see their friend disappear without a trace. They'd never know the truth.
So he would get his future back, but he'd have to completely erase that part of his past. It's a surprisingly heavy idea for a murder-love comedy.
It makes you wonder what's more important, the life you're supposed to have or the one you actually live.
We'll leave you to ponder that one. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.